everybody.
What up, what up, what up?
I have the changes. There we go.
Good evening, people.
This is episode 9. Mr. Sanders, welcome to the Dog Pound.
Episode 9. Congratulations on Shador Sanders for getting drafted.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about that first, but we are Chaz and Frost. I had to change. I put Brando because I know you put Brando last time. So I had to change it up. So let's start it off. And this is the big thing, I think. That came out of this weekend more than anything else. And it started a lot of conversations up and down, left and right. The Shador Sanders stunning slide, or was it a slide? You know, we talked about this. I think we talked about this online a lot.
Yep.
You know, do we think this is really a slide because this was more executed by, different teams who did interviews and this and that? What do you think about this so far?
It was they definitely sabotaged them. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Come on. Granted, the first 3 quarterbacks, I get it. But Tyler, Soul, and even Milroe and McCord, all of these guys going before. I mean, McCord went sixth round, I believe, to the Eagles. But
and we'll talk about that. Yeah.
He deserved better. He, my opinion, you already know. I wanted him. I wanted him to be a Giant.
Absolutely.
I understand why he's not a Giant. I get that part. He definitely got blackballed. Was it a race thing? Definitely not. I mean, it could have played a part. It could have played.
I'll put that up. That's what we're going to.
It could have, or may have, or did play a part in the reason why they did him the way that they did him, because it didn't happen to Manziel and it didn't happen to Baker Mayfield and all of these other guys that are white can do whatever they want and not face the consequences to be reprimanded for their actions. And I feel like with Shador, them not being able to punish them for what they were doing, they made a mockery of him, which was completely wrong on the NFL's behalf, completely wrong on the other 31 teams, because the Giants were out of that scenario once we moved back up into the first round to get Jackson Dart. So that excluded us from the fact that he went all the way to the 5th round because we took our quarterback in the first, is what I wanted to make sure that everybody understood.
I'll say your number might be wrong a little bit because obviously Tennessee took their quarterback. Okay.
Correct.
And we know at least 20 other teams were not going to take a quarterback in theory because they had a starting quarterback.
Right. Didn't need a quarterback.
So that leaves about 6 to 8, I would say. Right.
Well, when I say the other 31 teams, I mean the 6 to 8 that actually needed a quarterback.
Exactly.
That wasn't named the New York Football Giants.
So honestly, that's what. And that leads into what Kuiper said a little bit. I'm not sure. Did you watch a lot of it? Did you watch all of it?
Yeah.
So you heard what Kuiper said. Now we didn't hear it. Maybe you heard it on Thursday. I think he said something on Thursday, and then he retorted again on Saturday, which I videoed and I put in my montage of pictures and videos that I posted today. He said that he was blaming the executives and called them basically stupid. And I thought that was a little asinine to do because for my thinking with Kuiper, he's not in those executive meetings, He's not in those even meetings with Shador.
Correct.
So we don't know what Shador said. We don't know how Shador acted. Right. I would love it if they put that out there. Because remember, we saw this with we saw this with the Giants last year when they interviewed Neighbors, they interviewed Caleb Williams, they interviewed a couple and now Caleb Williams, I thought with the Giants was a joke interview. If you remember that. Like,
Yeah.
it was so bad that, I mean, he knew he wasn't going to the Giants. Like, it's almost like he didn't want to be there. But Neighbors, like you saw Neighbors, you saw Jaden Daniels. Like Jaden Daniels would have that would have been a great pickup.
If we would have been able to get him.
Dable was trying to like say, "Can we get this guy?" Yeah. You know. So, but now with all the reports coming out, and this is where James LeBruno is a very good source for us.
Mm-hmm.
He has the friends that have the inside source, and a lot of things he comes out with tend to be fact. And if the reports are that he had 5 to 6 bad meetings with different teams, that including Cleveland, he might have had a bad one with Cleveland. We don't know. I mean, it's very curious, and to also add to this, and I think this was reported by Louis Riddick, that Shedeur was the only person drafted without an agent. Now that's a problem when you're going into this. So, like, why wasn't Drew Rosenhaus, like, he's the top dog? He's Abdul Carter's. Why wasn't he Shedeur's? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm a little surprised that Dion, and this is, you gotta have, I would think, and like I said, I'm just assuming that this is a Dion thing, that he's the dad, he's in charge, he's gonna tell his son what to do.
Yeah.
And that in turn, like, if I were to, now I'm not obviously Deion Sanders, but if I were to move my son into a draft and whatnot, I'm finding the best agent that will benefit him. Like the guy that had Elway and Marino. I want a guy like that. So I don't know what Shedeur, he had to deal with that.
Right.
So, but now that he's drafted, it's all well and good. I think now. What's weird, obviously, is that he's on a team with 4 other different quarterbacks, including one that's hurt.
Right.
So that's where it's at now. I think we need to address a little bit. I mean, we have nobody on. That's fine. We need to address a little bit. The Giants, if anybody saw our Facebook pages, like if you watch it down the road, I talked to one of my buddies at work. He said he was laughing hysterically at what she was saying and how you were actually talking back to telling her certain things. Yeah. So, like, we have to address this to the people that are stupid. Yeah. And I'm sorry I'm calling her stupid, but she was saying a lot of stupid things.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean?
The Giants have 2 black quarterbacks in our quarterback room.
Correct.
And as James put it, if I'm correct, it's the first time it's ever happened in a Giants history.
Right.
Which means one of them is going to start.
Correct.
So how is there a culture problem when 2/3 of our team is black? Where's the culture problem?
The number 3 overall pick in the draft for the New York Football Giants was black,
and he's Muslim.
And he's Muslim.
So, like, there was no culture issue with the Giants. And
not Brandon. Is it Brandon Brown? Is it Brandon Brown?
Who's that?
In the front office for the Giants?
He might be. Well, there's the tall black man. I remember seeing him from last year. Yes, that's his name. I think his name is Brandon Brown. So he's one of the lead agents. Exactly. So there's truly not a culture thing. I mean, hell, they brought the Italian in with all the black guys last year. I'm like, there's no culture issue.
There's no color with this. I mean, you can say what you want about Mara, that he doesn't want a black quarterback as the face of the franchise.
And now James has joked about that, but never said that with a factual tone. So And I
When in
have.
fact,
Let's go ahead.
somebody actually pulled up some history where the Giants did actually draft a quarterback. I think it was in 2016 or
Okay.
2006. One of the two. They drafted a black quarterback. I believe it was third round in the draft.
But he never really started, probably.
I think it was either third or sixth round. Probably was sixth
Mhm,
round, but
mhm. And remember, that's all
no,
around the
I don't.
Eli.
I don't think he started.
That's all Eli time. Remember, Eli was starting around then, so that those were backup quarterbacks for Eli. Now, I do have to preface too, and you only know me through here, but I'm sure you know me enough for me to say something like this.
Yeah.
You know, there is not a what's the word I'm looking for? Privileged bone in my body.
Right.
I grew up in a town where it was a blue collar town. Yes, I went to Catholic school thanks to my grandmother, but I was a blue collar kid.
Yeah.
I've done blue collar jobs all my life. I've never once had privilege, let alone white privilege. Okay. So for this woman to state that I had privilege as a fan, I did not understand that.
Right.
And I'm not going to out her to where she lives because I've known this woman for almost 2 decades. She's a bowler. Okay. I'm not even going to out her name. That's not what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I didn't have no plans on it neither, but she knows who she is.
Yeah. She knows who she is. And if she ever watches and she sees this, we'll see. My point being, she lives in a privileged part of a very hard town in Monmouth County. You can't tell me that you're not more privileged than me. I know where you live. I've been to your house. I'm sorry. You can't say that about me. Oh, I almost said her word. I almost said her name. You can't say that about me. That's all I got to say. Can't say that about me. I'm not privileged. I work my tuchus off to do everything I got to do. And even sometimes it doesn't pay off. So that's when she said that word.
The reality about it, yeah.
It's funny too. When she said that word privilege, you know where I was? I was walking in a shop right. I was shopping, and I saw this, and I'm like, my wife's like, get off your phone. I said, I said I'm PO'd. I said,
yeah.
And the whole shopping, it was ridiculous. I was like, oh my God.
Very livid, and I don't get. It takes. You really got to push a button for me to get to get a response like that out of me. You know what I'm saying? And she pushed that button for the simple fact is that not only is she Caucasian, but she's trying to tell me that I don't acknowledge the situation as a black man.
Exactly. I mean, she had. I was hoping that she would actually click on your page and see who you are at the very least. That would be the smart thing on Facebook. That's what we've all learned to do.
I clicked on her page. I see privilege.
Did you see she was in Bermuda?
Well, I'm not. I would love to go to Bermuda, but I'm not
privileged. Exactly.
Come on, man. This is reality here.
The first post she said, I think it was on a different post. It was Thursday night. The first post she said she was drunk at a bar watching the draft. So that I'm like, that says it right there. You're drunk at a bar, and you're doing this while you're drunk. Like that's not smart.
Tell you what, she got the right one. She got the right 3 because you said what you had to say, and I said what I had to say, and then
so did Jim. Yep.
James, come on, man, lady, you're not gonna win. Stop it.
And if you go to her page, there were some of her friends actually saying certain things too. So and then she was calling them names too, and I'm like, oh my, I'm like, you're about to lose. I'm like, we have a lot in common. There's a lot of commonalities that her and I share when it comes to certain things that we don't talk about. It's unrelated to sports.
Right.
So that's what hurts me. I'm like, we have these commonalities, and you're going to say this about a sports team. I'm like, I saw her say she wants to go back to Washington. Please go back to Washington. If that
gonna miss you.
And her buddy said, yes, go back to the Commodores and Lionel Richie. Anyway, That was a great joke. Yes.
That was a good one.
That was a great one. That was a great joke. Okay, where were we? I forgot I had to add something else, so I lost my spot. Okay, here we go. So let's go to the New York Giants draft picks first that she had issues with. Okay. So I think we talked about Abdul.
Yep.
Let's talk. I printed something off of ESPN. It says pre-draft analysis and post-draft. So let's talk about the post-draft analysis. The Giants' biggest need isn't at defensive end, but having a strong pass rush is increasingly important. Carter can see the field on early downs as often as an off linebacker and move to a pass rush role on third down. Now, this is obviously coming from a writer.
Yeah.
And his pro comp, which is a great pro comp, is Micah Parsons. I think that's a very comparable comp.
Definitely.
Right? Yeah. Now, he's listed as a DE edge. Okay. I get that. But maybe you'll agree with me. I think that the Giants just have a different idea for what they're going to do with this whole team of players.
I'm thinking more along the lines of some type of back to that good old NASCAR package, man.
Yeah, exactly. They'll definitely be a 3-4, but there's also going to be a NASCAR. Like they talked about it.
Then they went and got Alexander Darius. Like,
and we'll talk about that. Yeah. See, we'll talk about that. That's just it. That's the third round pick. Like we got a guy in the third round that will complement this. So okay, so that was that. That was the third pick overall for the Giants. Mm-hmm. And then we traded back in. We talked about this on Thursday. Jackson Dart. We were very happy.
Yep.
Let's see what the post.
Once again, I went on record saying that I wanted Shador and we got Jackson, and I understand why we got Jackson Dart. I'm actually happy for both of the gentlemen. I'm actually happy for everybody that got drafted.
Absolutely.
And the undrafted guys that got signed too.
Yeah. So now I even said this to the woman that we talked about previously. I was all up for Shador. I think when we first started our podcast, I was up for Shador. It was during and around that draft combine that I started hearing things, and I started hearing more things about Jackson Dart. That's when I started to twist. That's when I started to think, okay, maybe this is the guy. So that's where I went. I think Jim's been there the entire time. Like he loved Jackson Dart. So yeah, I think he loved somebody else too. I'm honestly glad we didn't get Milrow. Like I hear all the good things. It's that Alabama thing that still bothers me. So post-draft analysis, this guy says, with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston entrenched in the depth chart, the Giants are good at quarterback for 2025. I would even add 2026. But they need an answer for the future, which Dart probably is going to be. The kid's smart. Like, I watched something, and I'll tell you in the group to watch it. I watched it today at work, a little bit of my free time. Gruden does these quarterback camps. John Gruden, you remember John Gruden? So he does, and he has it on YouTube. They do it through whatever. I should have wrote it down. Have you seen it?
I used to play quarterback, so I'm very knowledgeable to Gruden's quarterback camps.
Okay. So it's on YouTube, and he's done all these different camps for years, apparently, but they're finally, I guess they're on YouTube now. Well, he did one with Jackson Dart. So it popped up on my YouTube page. I'm like, boom, let me watch it. The kid's smart. Like, he was picking up everything. And I'll even reference, you don't listen to Boomer and Gio a lot, do you? I know James does. He tends to listen to FAN a lot.
Not a lot, no.
Okay, so one of Jackson Dart's things that he did, because I know you and I probably haven't watched too much Jackson Dart in our lifetime of watching college football.
Actually, I was extremely high on Jackson Dart at the beginning of the college year.
Okay, so then you'll know what I'm about to do. He told,
and this is when all the Giants fans were like, we don't want that.
So he told Gruden he does when he asked what his cadence is, to get the ball. Exactly, you knew it. So that's what he told Gruden, and then he said it was in a different cadence, and it was that. So Gruden spiritedly told him that's the last time you're ever doing that. So let's see how much that helps him to do what he's doing. Because I think in 2 years, I mean, he could come in for Jameis if Jameis isn't doing well. I mean, Russell. Yeah. If Russell's not doing well, don't put Dart in. Put in Jameis.
Right.
Put the guys you can play. That would be my take on how I do that. I wouldn't put Dart in a situation unless hell. This is where I'd even keep Dippy Do Italian, guy on the roster on the practice squad. If hypothetically, let's say Russell goes down, and they got to have a backup quarterback. Well, backup quarterback could be Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
No, keep Dart as a 53rd player.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Keep him. I think it's 56, 50, whatever. How many they're going up to?
I think it went up to 56 now. I think.
So keep him as 50 now. Yeah, keep him as the last player on the roster. Don't dress him. Just make sure he just keep up with what he's learning, like that. That would be the thing. Have him practice here and there, because you got to see what he's learning visually, and then go from there. So, I mean, I think for our future as Giants fans with this kid, I think we're going to be good.
Yeah.
So, now we talked about, you mentioned Darius Rucker. He's a DT that can add.
Darius Rucker?
No, Darius. Did I say Rucker? Darius Alexander.
I'm like, huh?
That's funny. Darius Rucker. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Darius Alexander. A DT that he I think what I want to say was he can wreck. I mean, any of these offensive lines.
Good run stopper.
Yeah, 6'4", 305. He's got an 88 grade, which is a pretty high grade for an offensive guard. I mean for a defensive tackle. The fourth pick,
third round.
Yeah, exactly. Third round, first pick. Now the fourth round pick. Oh my God, I was ecstatic. I think you texted me, right? You messaged me. We got Scatterboo.
I was like, I said, yeah, right. How did he fall to us?
I don't know. We couldn't have asked for a better player on the team. We really couldn't have.
I mean, would I have wanted Caleb Johnson? Yeah,
but
yeah, but
here's the thing. Now you can save money. Drop Singletary. I hate to say it. The guy was good, but he was averaging 2.7 yards a carry, whereas Tracy's doing way better. So you make Tracy your front guy. Use Scatterboo in multiple areas. I mean, that's what he's good.
Got Gray. I don't know why they still got Gray, but
Gray's just he might be there just to be in the room. Yeah. He knows.
They got Turbo Miller. They need to elevate Turbo Miller.
Maybe. I don't know, but see Scatterboo. Unless we're bringing in a fullback and Scatterboo's the fullback, that would be interesting. I know he is, but he can come out of the backfield and catch balls. Yep, exactly. So I'm excited to see what Scatterboo can do. I truly am.
My thing is, we should not have a problem scoring goal line touchdowns with Cam Scatterboo.
No, not at all.
I don't care if we got to run the ball 4 times in a row. Run that thing 4 times in a row.
That's right. I agree. All right, Marcus Mabeau.
Take Evan Neal's big behind, stick him in at fullback, and put Scatterboo behind him.
Well, maybe this Mabeau guy can go and tackle. I know he's a guard here, 6'4", 303. I mean, he's probably better inside than outside.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like he's a good fit for that 5th round pick. And then the 2 7th rounders, they could make the team. Fedone.
Yeah.
6'5", 243 tight end. I mean, does he complete the tight end role? I don't know.
From what I know, he's a great blocking tight end.
Yeah, but can he catch? Like we need it. We need him to be a Jeremy Shockey catcher with a Mark Bavaro blocker. Like Mark Bavaro was probably the greatest tight end the Giants have ever had. Like Jeremy Shockey is just he's just a a random guy that
Yeah.
And I just saw apparently the Cleveland Browns are going to be on Hard Knocks. Apparently,
of course.
Yeah,
they live on Hard Knocks.
It just popped up on my phone. I'm like, you got to be.
The ratings for that are going to go through the.
Oh, we'll watch it. I mean, we have to watch it just to talk about what's going to be on it. So, I mean, people who are in our industry of having a podcast industry, including the two Kelsey boys, will probably have to watch it to talk about it. They will.
Right.
So, it's going to be watched. Like it's going to be more watched because of Shador. You know. So, and then the last guy, Corey Black, cornerback out of
Oklahoma
State, 6 foot 190. That's what scares me. Now we'll talk about that a little bit. I have something that James put up before. We'll talk about our cornerbacks. Like I got an issue with that. All right, let's go to the Jets. We're probably not gonna have time to do more than just the Jets and the Eagles. I wanted to do more, but we're 26 minutes already. All right, the Jets. Armand Bembo, first round pick, offensive tackle out of Missouri. That's a great pick. Honestly, for me, that's a building block. What do you think?
It's definitely going to be good for Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Did the Jets take another quarterback? Did they?
They did not. See, that would have been a good spot for Shador, for the simple fact that he could have played behind Justin for at least a year.
Right.
Like that would have maybe. And this is where I think the one thing which I forgot to mention: if he's behind somebody, does Dion get upset with that? Does he voice his opinion into the real world, into the media world?
Well, Coach Prime already said that his son ain't taking no backseat to nobody. I mean, it was back then, but my thing is, the talent is going to show itself.
If
he's good enough, which everybody believes that he's good. I feel like he's going to shine in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Then you have your people that feel like he's going to crap the bed. You got your people that just want to
think about it. There's two veterans, not including the injured veteran.
Right.
Now one is older, but he's still a veteran.
Right.
Can Flacco throw farther than Shador? If that's true, that's going to be bad for Shador. So okay, we got off topic. We got to talk about the Jets.
This is what every topic in the sports world is doing right now.
Yeah, I know.
You remember you remember what happened to Shador? Like that's where it goes.
It goes back to Shador. Okay. Second pick for the Jets. In second round, 10th pick overall in the second round. Mason Taylor, tight end from LSU. 6'5", 251. That boy's a blocker. Easy. If he can catch, wow. The Jets might have a pretty good offensive team there.
Oh yeah.
Like they got the two wide receivers, they got the running back, they have the quarterback. As long as our offensive line is good, their tight end, that could be just the icing on the cake. Right. So, cornerback out of Florida State. I like this kid for us, and we never got him. Is Azaria Thomas, third round. That's the round we got the DT. I wouldn't have minded taking him, but I know we needed the DT.
Yeah,
and he's a 6'2" DT cornerback. I mean, 6'2". There's very rare 6'2" cornerbacks. Like Travis is one of them. Travis is he's like what was he 6'1", 6'2". Like all the rest of them are 5'9". They're just fast. That's why they're cornerbacks.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we had a 6'1" kid. that we drafted. I can't remember.
I think he's still on the team.
Yeah, he is still on the team. I just can't remember his name right now.
I think isn't it the guy I don't like? Let's see.
It's not Banks.
Oh, it's not Banks. See, you remember that? That's good. Yeah, Deontay.
I can name all the starters.
Yeah, Deontay is still on our team, so it kind of bothers me a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, he's looking being a lot more cut, a lot faster.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if that was just a sophomore slump, and see if he can turn it around.
Now, this is an interesting pick. Now, obviously, Georgia's a very good team. The Jets drafted in the 4th round a wide receiver, Arian Smith, 6 foot even, 179. He's got a low grade, but 6 foot 179. You can learn from those 2 wide receivers on that team, and you could try to make that team even at least the practice squad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad spot to be if you're a wide receiver just learning the way of the NFL.
Oh, definitely.
Let's see what we got here. A safety picked in the 5th round. Oh, no, bottom of the 4th round. Malachi Moore. 5'11", 196. So he's
average.
He's average size. He's probably fast. Linebacker out of Miami. So James knows this guy very well. Francisco Magoa, or Maui Goa. 6'2", 233. Kind of reminds me of The Rock. 6'2", 233. That sounds like Dwayne Johnson.
What position does he play?
Linebacker. He's a very light. See, linebackers, I like them 245, 250.
Yeah,
they got to have a little more strength on them. Like I'd be a great linebacker if I was 5 inches taller, because I'm 245, 250.
Okay.
So if I'm instead of 5'9", if I'm 6'2", 6'1", I could be that linebacker that everybody looks for. So I'd be aged out. So they got one more pick. Actually, they didn't have too many picks. Also in the 5th round, another Miami kid, an edge rusher from Miami, 6'5", 258. So he's a. I don't think he's got the talent like Abdul Carter. Obviously, that's why he's drafted in the 5th round. But he could make the team. I mean, they need a pick up their defense on the Jets.
I mean, everybody has a shot.
I think so. Now we got the Eagles, and I'm only doing this. For actually us, because we should know who they got.
But I couldn't tell you who the Cowgirls picked.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I know that he picked the guard first. I remember they picked the guard first, and a lot of people were kind of poo-pooing that, and I disagree on that. To build a franchise like the Jets did, picking a guard, Dallas did the same thing. Could they have done something else? Yes, probably. But now, I was just looking at it. He's trying to build his offensive line. I don't see that as a problem, as long as you do something else congruently with the other 2nd, 3rd, 4th, rounds. So, like I said, I didn't look at it either. I looked at it very quickly, so I didn't see too much. But the Eagles probably had about as good a draft as the Giants did. They got their linebacker who they drafted first. Yep. He's injured right now.
Campbell is a beast when he's healthy, though.
But he's a beast out of Alabama.
Yeah.
And then they got a safety, Andrew Makuba, in the 2nd round. There's no comp for him, but he's from where is he? Texas. So these are
okay.
Now, I'm not sure you heard. What was it? 26 in the 1st round. It was 26 SEC players drafted out of 32.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's the most ever. 15 came out of
the SEC is.
Yeah, and 15 came from where was it? I think it was Alabama. I think. So, and then I think 11 were Texas. Oh no. I'm sorry. No. It was. Oh, I'm wrong on this. It was 15 from the SEC, 11 from the Big Ten, because a lot of Big Ten teams too got drafted, including Rutgers got drafted.
Right.
So, that's good for Shiano down there. In Rutherford, not Rutherford.
Oh yeah,
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick, New Jersey.
That's right. Home of Rutgers. Let's see. DT out of Nebraska, Ty Robinson. Now you would think Ty, the first name of Ty, he'd be black guy. He's white. He's not. He's not Tyrone.
Tyrone. I know a white guy named Tyreek.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Shout out to my guy Tyreek. Cool dude.
Wow. Too. Okay. Go figure. Now, I think this next pick, the 6th pick, was a very interesting pick for the Eagles. Quarterback out of Syracuse University, Kyle McCord. That's the guy you talked about for a long time.
Yeah, I like his intangibles. I like his accuracy. He can make every NFL throw, but he tends to throw a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, well, I looked at the Eagles, and I'm like, why are they getting another quarterback? Oh,
they don't have no.
They don't have a backup for Jalen Hurts. Like, yeah, I forgot. He went to Pittsburgh. So,
wait, Kenny Pickett went back to Pittsburgh?
I think he did.
No, Kenny Pickett's in Cleveland.
No, Cleveland. He went farther. He's in Cleveland. That's right. Never mind. That's right. He was originally in Pittsburgh. That's right.
Right.
Okay. And then in the 7th round, late 6th and 7th, they got 2 6s. Sorry, they had 3 6th-round picks. They got Miles Hinton, defensive tackle, and they got 2 defensive tackles, one from Michigan, one from Texas. So they got Hinton from Michigan and Cameron Williams from Texas. So they're boosting up that backfield of I mean, not backfield, the front line of their defense. So that's very, very interesting with what the Eagles are doing. That's it's going to be a 3-way tug right now, in my opinion. I think the Giants are there. It's just a matter of what we do with that, like what we do with.
Right.
And like, I'm not going to put them in the playoffs yet. We're not close to even doing that yet.
That was hot.
Yeah.
I got my Yeti back.
You got your what?
My Yeti.
Your Yeti?
Yeah, man. It was hard doing that whole draft without my tea was cold within like 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I was sitting there drinking cold tea, but y'all didn't know that, but it was hard before.
Gotcha. So I had this I wanted to talk about too. So remember during the draft talk that they were talking about, let me see if I can find it now, because I thought I printed it and I did not. Draft, here we go. That there was not going to be so many quarterbacks drafted. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me go to positions.
Didn't 6 quarterbacks go? 5?
No,
5?
More.
More than that?
Let's count. Cam Ward first. Okay? Jackson Dart. Tyler Shook. I think that's how you pronounce it, Shook. That GH is a Shook. So we know Tyler went to, where'd he go? Tyler went to
Saints.
New Orleans.
Saints.
Yes. Yep. Then 4th, Jalen Milroe goes to Seattle in the 3rd round.
Yep.
Then the Browns do 2 different quarterbacks in 2 different rounds. They go Dylan Gabriel and then Shedeur Sanders. So that's 5, 6. So right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 quarterbacks in 5 rounds.
Kyle McCord is 7.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the last 2. 8 in the last 2. Yeah.
Oh, yours in. Oh,
so 14 quarterbacks drafted in this draft. When I can't remember more than 4 or 5 in others. Like, that's an insane number. 14. So Eagles.
So that's like almost saying that Shedeur is going to get drafted regardless of the
He was basically smack in the middle of all these quarterbacks. Yeah, I
So,
mean,
he slid, but okay, so he was projected. He was supposed to be the third
yeah.
and slid to what, the fourth?
I no,
The,
he's
the
no, he slid to sixth. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, but six. He should have been in
so
front of, like, he
should
should
have
have
been
been.
in front of
Why
Debo
did
and
they?
Gabriel.
Yeah, why did they draft Shador after Gabriel? That's the one question that I have for the Browns. Like, did
I
you
don't get
not?
it either.
Not you're gonna pay Gabriel more than Sanders? That's what I don't understand. Like, you want to, I get that, but you
But you
know,
got four.
yeah. And you know the team that didn't have they did draft the quarterback, but it was, like I said, it was the first player. They were first in the sixth round. Oh, sorry, they were second in the sixth round. So both Pennsylvania teams draft a quarterback in the sixth round. Kyle McCord and Will Howard. Howard goes to
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Howard went to Pittsburgh.
Yes. So they would, for whatever reason, they didn't want to draft draft Sador. Or even maybe that high. Who
Well,
knows? It might have been.
Boomer, I remember. I just watched something where Boomer said that there were three executives that was telling NFL teams not to draft them because of, I guess it was, well, from what they were saying, he wasn't, he was in a FaceTime call the whole time he was on the interview.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just little things that he were doing that weren't professional.
So the last one, two, three, four, five. The last five that drafted a quarterback. Now every team drafted one, except for obviously the Browns. So the last five, only one I thought would draft a quarterback could draft Shador, and that would have been the Raiders. They drafted a quarterback.
Who'd they take?
In the sixth round, in the late sixth round, Cam Miller out of North Dakota State, an FCS quarterback. So you took Cam Miller, but didn't take Shador Sanders. Okay. The other four now, the Colts.
My thing is, why are these teams that took these quarterbacks this late under the fire?
Yeah, why aren't they under the fire? Exactly. I don't know.
Why the Giants? What do we have to do? This is what I don't understand about our fan base.
Yes.
What in the bleep do we have to do with them not taking him and we got our guy in the first round?
That's right. See, I have an issue with New Orleans. I have an issue with Cleveland taking Gabriel.
Right.
I have an issue taking Howard.
Right.
Those three teams, Shador's better.
Right.
And I admit that. So I just don't understand why that's the case. Cam Miller. Now, the Raiders, they had other ideas, but I thought Tom Brady loved Shador Sanders. So that just tells me that Tom Brady's not in charge. You know? So the Texans took a quarterback. I guess they need a backup for CJ Stroud. Maybe. They took Graham Mertz out of Florida, the Florida quarterback.
I mean, if you think about it, I could kind of understand why the NFL took so many this year. Yeah. Because there were so many injuries to quarterback.
True, but then here's the thing: you got at least a good 6 to 8 that could go the first 2 rounds next year, and that's including if Arch Manning comes out. So now the other two that went, the one that went last, okay. I was high on for the Giants to take back in September, and he fell because in part he got hurt. Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Texas. He was one of the last quarterback drafted by the Miami Dolphins. Now, Miami makes sense. They need a backup because, God forbid, Tagovailoa, whatever his name is, gets hurt. You know, they need somebody.
I think Ewers could go into Miami and possibly get that starting job.
He could. He could. I mean, it's possible. And then whoever this guy is, Curtis Rourke out of Indiana.
You know, Rourke, he's got some wow you plays, but
I guess See, the guys I'm looking at next year, obviously besides Manning, if he comes out, is Aller out of Penn State.
Adler, yeah.
Like he might be one of the top 5. So we'll see. I mean, it's early yet, but that 14 quarterbacks. I guess I have to look this up. I didn't have time today. I had a lot of work to do today, so it was that I just couldn't believe how many there were. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, do we remember any notable drafted players besides the first round? I don't think there was anybody. Not really. Not that I could, besides Scatterboo going to 4th. I mean, 4th round.
Any notable drafted players for us?
Yeah, or anybody like Will Johnson. Remember, he dropped too. Oh, I didn't see. We had a comment. Who's this?
Yeah, Johnson did drop.
Oh, DJ. I'm in the building.
Oh.
My buddy DJ's in it. Yeah, that's my buddy Tampa.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, he was the one I was talking to this afternoon about our friend in South County. Yeah, he was the one. He was the one that was laughing about it. So I think the Giants won. I think the Eagles won. Right? I think we can agree on that. There weren't too many others. I don't think Jacksonville won because they didn't have after Travis Hunter. It wasn't a great bunch of players for them.
No.
Philly, they had a great one. I don't think Kansas City had a good one.
Commanders had a good job.
They did, and so did New England.
New England had a phenomenal draft.
They got pieces that they needed. They're a team to watch. If they don't do anything this year, they'll be a team next year. New England, we got that's a team to watch out for because there's a lot of building on that team. So I guess we could say who lost it could have been Cincinnati. Could have they didn't do. They weren't anybody particularly great for Cincinnati, and you got to do something good. Hell, I mean, especially Pittsburgh did pretty good.
They bulked up on their defensive line.
They did, but Pittsburgh did good, and so did Baltimore. Baltimore, they solidified their defense. I feel so. I don't know with Cincinnati. They that could be a down year for them. And then Arizona, what did Arizona do? Arizona.
I couldn't even tell you who they picked.
No, I don't understand when Arizona they just did. I don't get it.
Arizona took Walter Nolan, defensive tackle.
Yeah, so he's a name, but he's not a big name. So,
the Colts had a good draft.
That's true, and they got a backup quarterback, which they didn't expect to get. So,
Tyler Warren, that was phenomenal.
So, this year's draft the ages or a prequel to next year's draft? Because think about it, next year's supposed to be this big quarterback draft, but we just talked about 14 quarterbacks in this draft.
Right.
So, could we go for an all-time high in quarterback? With how good these quarterbacks are. There's only so many quarterbacks retiring.
Right.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Because what are they going to do with the quarterbacks that they for instance, Saints are going to be picking a quarterback again next year.
Not
Cleveland, but Pittsburgh might be picking another quarterback next. Well, they're saying that Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be signing. So
when that happens, we'll find out. It could be next week.
Could be before the season starts.
Yep, it could be July. So remember when James posted this about 5 hours ago? I'll post it real quick. Let's see. Present, share screen. So you might have seen this on his Facebook page. I don't know. Let me do this. There we go. Did you see that before? New York Giants potential 2025 defensive core?
Yeah.
You saw that. Okay. So
yeah, I was actually saying on paper that on paper? Looking at that right there.
Banks scares me. And Holland.
line. Like, what? How many linemen do you need in order to block? 2. Dexter Lawrence is going to take 2. Abdul is going to take 2. Burns is going to take 2. That leaves Tibbs, Okereke. I don't see Micah McFadden on there. Micah McFadden, like.
Well, from what I'm seeing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see a 5-man front.
I'm looking at a top 5 defense right now.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 5-man front. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're missing a player. I just counted that. We're missing a player.
Michael McFadden.
What's he?
Linebacker.
That's who we're missing then. Okay. So then we have a 6-man front, which we should have a 7 unless you bring one of those CBs into that 7-man front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we got another comment from our buddy. Let's see. I saw that Aaron Rodgers was going to Pittsburgh. Well, we'll see. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen any breaking news.
McAfee was talking about earlier today.
Yeah. See, I'll tell you, Tampa, Brandon is my breaking news guy. If it pops up on his phone, he sees it. Usually.
Oh,
yeah, usually you see it more than I do. So, all right. Oh, at least Christian Brothers can win. Okay. I keep getting oh Jesus, all these home runs for my fantasy team. Anyway, okay, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe we could call that today. If this could be a preface to what we do in the next 20 minutes or so, that'd be great. I would love to call that during a broadcast, breaking news. You know, of Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers.
Going to Pittsburgh Steelers.
That would be great. That would be great. So, yeah, I mean, on paper right now, April 28th, we look good. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
We will see.
And then you gotta also take in consideration that's not even a projected defensive lineup that's gonna be in there because you still got Golston that we got from the Cowboys.
Yep.
I didn't see Alexander Darius in there. Was he in there? Darius Alexander in there?
No, he's not.
Like there's still a whole lot of pieces missing.
There is.
So Cohen has a lot to. He's got a lot of schematically.
Shane's got a lot of like. I didn't print that out. I didn't print out our new roster, but I'm gonna wait till everybody signs before I print out a new roster.
Yeah. Bowen's gonna go batshit. If I was the defensive coordinator and I had I'm dialing up plays that I never even thought of. You might get the annexation of Puerto Rico.
All right, let's see. So, NBA playoffs are in full swing. We will discuss the Knicks-Pistons game 4 last night. We'll do that first. Timberwolves take a 3-1 lead going back into LA. And Denver is 1 game away from elimination, plus others. So let's talk about that Knicks-Pistons game, bro. I saw that on I saw that on ESPN this morning. Obviously,
Knicks,
they should have lost that game, but that's the way the ball bounces. I mean, looking at that, I tell you, looking at that jump shot, okay, and him running into him, it did take me back to the 1980s, early 90s. And I'm not even talking about NBA ball. I'm talking about the ball we used to play on the court.
Oh, yeah.
You got bumped like that. That wasn't a foul. I'm telling you, that wasn't a foul.
Not at all.
In nowadays, that's a foul. And I get it. But
they were these refs. I credit the refs in the NBA right now because they let a lot of the chippiness get away with.
Yep. And look at it this way: where the ref was looking at the jumper who was jumping. I forget the player who was doing it. He did jump, but it was only like 6 inches off the ground, so it wasn't high. It was hard in it. He didn't jump that high, so it didn't look like he jumped at all.
Right,
and maybe that was the look that he saw. That's the only thing
he was in it. Yeah, he was in the air. I could see how the ref didn't call it, but like I said, it was a chippy game. It was a lot of calls that could have went either way, and that specific call just so happened to not go their way.
And before I get to Tampa, I'll say this about the Knicks: you're going back to New York. Get it done now. Get it done. Don't be chippy or anything. I like that's insane. And before I get to the next stuff, let me get to Tampa real quick. Let's see what he said. Sidebar: what's going on with Russell Wilson at Pittsburgh? Russell Wilson's in New York, dude. Tampa's a DJ. So I can't expect Tampa to remember every little thing that happens, especially
right.
Yeah, he's in New York with us. He's our starter. He's actually our starter right now. And then Knicks to the finals again, from your lips to everybody's ears. I hope so, or for whatever your fingertips.
To the finals, Knicks to the finals.
I would love that. I would so love that. Oh my god,
that'd be dope. I don't know so much about my Lakers. Are in trouble right now, man.
He just said what? Yeah,
can't block a cold.
Russell, I'll show you. Come to my office tomorrow. I will show you our list on my computer at work. You can see it. He's on our team. Anyway,
Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston.
Russell Wilson 1 year. Jameis Winston 2 years.
We got 2 black quarterbacks.
That's right. We talked about that earlier. He'll go back and watch it, I'm sure.
So Knicks, for all the people that said that the Giants are racist.
So nope, that's not the one. So okay, Timberwolves take the lead last night. They were down. They were down. Anthony Edwards was pushing LeBron. Kept pushing LeBron. I can only imagine you had an issue with that.
Of course I did. I like the level of physicality that was going on between both of the teams. Yes. Honestly, I feel like freaking Luka can't guard Clippers.
No. You can't guard the Clippers. You can't guard the Timberwolves.
You put the guard on it when you don't want to cut your head too deep. He can't.
Isn't Gobert on the Timberwolves?
Who?
Gobert?
Gobert,
yeah. I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I thought I saw him running. He can't even guard him, and he's not as fast as he used to be.
We don't have any big men, so it's like as soon as we put our big men on the floor, he get fouled out.
Yep, exactly. So they're on the hot ropes, but they're going back to LA. So you got a shot to at least take the next one. So
we were supposed to win last night, man, but we didn't, unfortunately.
I know.
Do I think LA still has a shot to make it? Nah, yeah. I don't at all. We might get past the Timberwolves, but anybody else that has any other team that has a big man that knows how to work the middle, it's almost damn near impossible. Without a big man, you gotta. We could spread the floor, but without that rim protector, Ant-Man gonna have his way in the paint.
That's true. Let's get to this one quick because I want to talk about something I'm staring at right now. I'm bothered by it. I can't believe I'm actually looking at this. So the Denver, 1 game away from elimination 2 from the said Clippers. Like the Clippers are like Kawhi. He's laughing his what off like at these guys. Like he's got a team. They're figuring it out. The Clippers could upend of. They're not the last year's champions, but 2 years ago, right? They're 2 years ago champions.
Yeah. Nah, they never won it.
Okay. I thought Denver won a couple years ago.
Oh, Denver, yeah.
Year
before last, yep.
Yeah. So this team has gone to like almost nothing, and these Clippers are Steve Ballmer. He's like a little kid that's sitting in those seats over there. So go figure, right? Now I don't know if you're watching the Gamecast or at least you could see on. Are you on ESPN at all on anything?
I'm watching the Yankees get smoked.
I'm watching that too. On the computer, I'm on ESPN. I'm on the NBA site. Cleveland is destroying Miami.
Really?
84-38.
I think it was like a 39-point lead at halftime or something.
It's. Let me do the math. It's 46.
You say 89-38?
When did the University of Miami take over for this team? Like this is ridiculous.
Didn't come to play tonight.
I mean, they're down 3-0. That's probably part of it. But they're playing at home. Like the fans got to be livid. I would not want to be a Miami Heat fan. I know a Miami Heat fan. My buddy Ian at work, like he must be going nuts right now. Like,
I was a Heat fan when LeBron was there.
So you're saying you're a LeBron fan. You're not.
I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm a Laker fan. I love Kobe, man. I love Shaq, Magic, Bird, Kareem.
Okay, then now I got a question for you. If LeBron actually said, "I'm taking my talents to New York,"
I'm a New York Knick, baby.
Okay. I'm just wondering. That
team will be the Lakers.
I tell you what, that day in sports history, for me, for my personal life, is one of the probably top 4 or 5 worst days of my life. Number one being Mariano Rivera giving up that base hit and losing the 2001. That was number 1 because we were on a streak, we were on a roll, and it was done. Number 2 is the Yankees. So it's 2 Yankees that are 1 and 2. The Yankees up 3 to nothing on the Red Sox, and they lose 4 to the Red Sox. And that last one, Game 7 in New York. It was 2004. And then the Red Sox go on to win the World Series, their first one in that's number 2. You forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm at a double whoa, because as you're saying that, I'm like, damn, that sucks. And then I'm looking at the TV like, well, that doesn't. Yankees are coming back slowly.
But they always do. It's why you got to watch them 9 innings. Like they tend to come back. Base hit. Yes, base hit. 4-3. Oh wow.
That was a 1-run double.
Is it second and third? Oh, 2 runs. It's tied up. No? Oh, 1 run. What? Why'd they say?
1 run.
I thought there was 2 people on base. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So I lost my train of thought. Cleveland and Miami. Okay. So now it's 93-45. Wow, that's crazy. And there's not too much else to talk about. Houston's playing
Miami.
Yeah, exactly. Golden State is playing Houston tonight. They could go up 3-1. They could, or
I said it. Clippers are gonna win. Golden State's gonna win.
I had Golden State too. But now they don't have Butler, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, they won't make it to the second round. I mean, if they do make it to the second round, they won't.
I'll say this: if they lose, who am I thinking? Mr. Shooter.
Curry.
Yeah, if they lose Stephon, they're done. Like you could lose Butler, but you can't lose Curry.
Right.
He's your scorer. Like nobody else can score like him. Draymond Green just hits people and gets people angry.
Yep. Defensive player of the year.
I guess
he's such a minute. He's very talented defensive wise though. Like he's old school to the fullest.
Oh, I just scrolled down just to see real quick. It said as of a couple minutes ago, Warriors expecting Jimmy Butler to return for Game 4. That's huge. That's huge. That could give them the 3-1 lead. Okay.
That'll propel the Golden State Warriors past the Houston Rockets. Rockets, they got it, but they're just too young right now.
Absolutely.
The Houston Rockets right now are what OKC was last year.
Yep. All right, I got a little bit of an NHL update because it's starting to go now. The Stanley Cup playoffs began on the 19th. The Winnipeg Jets are the top overall seed with the most points. The Washington Capitals are in the number 1 seed in the East. Now Toronto's up 3-1 already on Ottawa, and then Carolina leads the Devils 3-1. Both could move on tomorrow. They have games tomorrow that could actually end tomorrow. Next, there we go. Washington Capitals are up 3-1. The Capitals can move on Wednesday. The East is kind of going to be done quickly. It's the West that's really screwed up. They're all tied at 2. Every single game is tied at 2. So all four games can go 7. And NHL game 7s are the greatest of all the game 7s. I will say, you put a game because obviously football doesn't have it, so you're going between baseball, basketball, and football. I think baseball is the least dramatic, but you can get drama in the 7th game. But hockey's over basketball because hockey, you're at each other's throat in that 7th game. I think more than you are in basketball.
Right.
So. That's the hockey part. You know, I know my buddy Peter. He's not on. He'll probably watch tomorrow. But you know, he'll see that we did do a little hockey, and the Devils. He's a Rangers fan, so I'm sure he's happy the Devils are dying. So
am I. Am I.
Not most of my bowling friends in my bowling league. They are not happy. I will guarantee it. Okay, baseball. Here we go.
They can join us on the couch and watch the playoffs.
That's right. So, Mets are still top team coming into this week's games, and they're actually. Why did Ricardo pay me $10? I don't even know why. My buddy Ricardo's paying $10. I don't know why. Anyway. Mets are still top team coming into this week's game, 19-9. They're actually now 20-9. They won today, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Close by are the San Francisco Giants, 19-10. Dodgers and Tigers. Go figure. The Dodgers are supposed to be this big team. They've lost 10 games already. Mm-hmm. I think I had them losing 20 at most or 30. Like they're losing a lot. And Detroit. We've seen Detroit. They've taken us to school.
Go on. Give it to me. What's after that?
Well, we got this too. We got San Diego Padres and Yankees are 17-1, so we're close. But we are winning our division. We are winning our division. And the Cubs. The Cubs are leading the NL Central. The Cubs. That man right to my right said it. He did say it. The Cubs would take the NL Central. I did not believe him now it's early. Cincinnati's close.
Yeah.
So anything's possible. You know, and Cincinnati gave up Jonathan India, and that, I think that's a big loss for Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, that was it for them.
He's in Kansas City, so
Kansas City, the Royals aren't winning right now either.
No, they're not. It's crazy. All right, so let's talk about the game that just happened. I didn't have this up until now, or just before we started. Oh, he Venmoed me for last week and this week. Okay, got it. All right, so the Mets spanked the Nationals today, 19-5. Brandon Nimmo, who just got off the IL, 4 for 6, 2 home runs, one was a grand slam, 9 RBIs. If that's not the lead story on SportsCenter, I don't know what is. You know, forget the basketball, forget the hockey. There's no team that's actually finalizing their game right now. That needs to be the number one game right now on SportsCenter because that doesn't happen every day. 9 RBIs, like that's insane. What did Judge get his first game when we scored 20? Didn't he have about 6 or 7? I don't think he had 9. Yeah, I don't think any Yankee. I'd have to look it up. I don't think any Yankees had 9. Only 4 people in history have had 9, I think, and they said one of them was one of the Rodriguez's. I want to say Ivan Rodriguez, the catcher from Texas from way back when. Like that's how long. Like that's how long ago that.
That was a long time ago.
There's not a lot of 9 RBI guys. A-Rod, you know what? A-Rod had 10. He hit 3 home runs.
But he had it at Texas though, right?
No, he had it as a Yankee. I'd have to look it up. I'm almost positive A-Rod actually had that. But I think A-Rod had 10. Jeter did that many. Jeter never had more than probably 4. But yeah, I mean, that's a big day. Apparently, they had you remember Ahmed Rosario, the former Met?
Yep.
He's now on the Nationals. He was pitching.
Really?
My wife was telling me before he was pitching. Go figure.
Damn.
Oh, we got 2 on.
He pulled a Nestor.
Who's the second eye? Is it my wife? I don't know.
He pulled a Nestor Cortez is what he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, he didn't give up that many runs as far as I know. I can go to the box score. Hold on a second.
You said he was a Nationals pitcher, right?
Oh no, he came in. He came in when it was more than 10 runs.
Oh, okay, got you.
The Mets scored. Here's the funny thing: the Mets scored 3 runs in the first 5 innings. 3 runs in the first 5 innings.
And then they just cracked open a can of whoop ass.
In the 6th, they scored 3. In the 7th, they scored 5. In the 8th, they scored 4. In the 9th, they scored 4.
Damn. Hey,
wow.
we need some of that juju. We need some of that Mets juju to rub off on the Yankees right now.
Okay, let's they got a little time. It's the the bottom of the 8th. We got a half an inning to go.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go over the Mets hitting.
Williams is pitching as relief instead of closer because he got demoted, as he should have.
Yep. I hear
He's
you.
pissed about it, but
at least you talked about it too. Yeah.
Weaver, okay. Come on, man. The kid Weaver is just phenomenal.
So let's go over the hits. The hits there was how many hits total? Let's see. 21 hits total. Guess how many Lindor had?
3.
0. The only one who had 0.
What Soto have? 2, 3?
Soto had 2. Now, here's the funny thing. The 2 guys that came in as pinch hitters got a hit. And they pinch hit for Lindor and they pinch hit for Zokar. They pinch hit for Soto. Taylor
what Alonso get?
Alonso had 2 hits, 3 runs scored, an RBI, and a walk. He also had 2 strikeouts. He's still batting .337. Go figure. Winker, the DH, 2 hits.
Just Alonso.
Vientos, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. So Vientos had a home run. But you know what he's batting? .219. That's not good. Now, here's Brandon Nimmo's line: 4 for 6, 9 RBIs, 2 home runs. You know what his average went up to?
What?
A whopping 218. A whopping 218.
You need about 10 more games of that, buddy.
Yeah, he needs 4 hits a game for the next week and a half. Alvarez, the catcher, 2 for 5. He's batting .308, so he's doing good. And Jeff McNeil, I have this guy. He did okay. 2 hits out of 5 at bats, but he got 3 RBIs and a home run. Jeff McNeil had a good day. He's batting .333.
Didn't McNeil just come back?
Yeah, McNeil came back too. They both came back.
Okay.
But McNeil played 3 different positions today. He played center field, right field, then second base.
Nice.
Yeah, so they got a lot of
they getting back on track.
Oh yeah, Canning went 5 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs. Kranick 1 inning, and they had Urena pitched for 3. Now he gave up 5 earned runs, but he still gets to save. He still gets to save.
Yeah. How does that work though? How does he? Oh, because they won. Yeah,
and he pitched 3 innings.
So
I think by rule, if you pitch 3 innings, and I'd have to look at the rule, but I think that's if under the rule he does fall into that. So
okay. All
right. So the Yankee pitchers for this week: Will Warren got smoked today.
Of course he did. Against
Sugano, who's actually I think out. I think somebody else is in. Let's see. Let me go to the Yankee game.
I don't know who's in, but whoever's in, they need to keep him in.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to after the inning that he just had, but.
Yep. Let's see. Pitching for Soto.
Oh, they're most likely going. Yeah, Soto was just in.
Yeah, he gave up 2 runs. He gave up the 2 runs, so he's probably coming out. Williams was in for the 8th inning. That's why he gave up. He pitched oh wow.
Yeah, he got him out.
He got him out. Okay, good. Yeah, Warren 3 1/3, 6 hits,
72,
4 runs.
72 pitches.
That's it. Jeez.
In 4 innings. 70 something pitches in 4 innings.
He's one of my pitchers. I'm gonna have to drop him.
Jeez, he's been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second time he had to get canned.
So I guess what? And tomorrow, guess who's gonna have to step it up? Carlos Rodon, our number 1 pitcher.
Well, he got a lot better last outing
he has. He's looked better. And then on Wednesday, go ahead.
We got Louis Eel coming back soon too. So
June. That's still a month away, man. That's still a month away.
I mean, that's sooner than later.
It is. It's sooner than Cole. So Carlos Carrasco. Yeah, and then we got this. This kills me. He's 2-1. I love that he's 2-1. I don't love that
5-2. Is 5-6.
Yeah, that's not good. So expect that Amazon game to be a slobber knocker on it. You know, you're gonna see at least 6 home runs. I'd give the over under 5.5 on that game. So yeah. Okay. So as we're talking Yankees, as usual. More than Mets, because the Mets don't come out with stuff before Friday. I don't get it. I mean, before Monday. Where is my Met one? Right here. Historic year of Aaron Judge. Thought this was an interesting article. It says far be it
Brian Hawk.
Yes, Mr. Brian Hawk. This is good for us. He's always doing it on Monday. So far be it from us to pretend that Aaron Judge hasn't been a recipient of enough positive media over the last half decade. You may have noticed the video game cover and pair of American League Most Valuable Player. While Shohei Ohtani goes 50-50 and prepares to pitch, and Ellie De La Cruz flies through the air like a Superman, Judge keeps on doing the same thing he's been doing for the last 9 seasons. Normal, right? No. No longer worth paying attention to. Not quite. Couldn't be further from the truth. He entering Friday in his first 25 games, he's hitting .415 batting average. .415 batting average. How sick is that?
That's crazy.
And the other 513 and 734, that's like slugging an OBP.
Yeah.
I thought his
OBP was like 1,000.
Well, now it is. I think now it is. Like, this was the first 25 games. Like he's had the best April of his career.
Yep.
You know, and he's up on deck after Grisham, so we'll be calling that too.
And he's 2 for 4, yeah.
Yep.
Come on, Judge. Just pick that shit up. Take it out the park real quick. They don't want it.
No. So he just keeps going on. All this was an homage to like what he's done over the last few Aprils that he's hit.
He's trash.
He's up there with Henry Aaron, Alex Rodriguez, Joe DiMaggio, Albert Pujols, and Mike Schmidt.
Okay.
Yeah. So and to all my bowling friends, not the Mike Schmidt that we bowl with. Anyway, yes, I bowl with a Mike Schmidt. Trust me, I saw that. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, are you related? He said no. I said okay. I said never mind then.
It's funny.
No, what's even funnier? He's married to a Karen, and she truly is the antithesis of a Karen. And she'll admit it. She'll slap me for saying it, but she'll admit it. So
more Karen than the Karen we just had to deal with today.
No, she's not that. She doesn't go. She might, but she doesn't go extreme on that end. Like she doesn't know much sport. She doesn't know much sports, so she wouldn't go that way in sports.
Well, apparently this lady don't know neither.
No, I. We're talking about her again. Love it.
Reality TV 101. If you don't want to get talked about, just don't say nothing.
I can't even say her initials because they're probably not her initials anymore. She got divorced, so I don't know if she still has the same last name. So
Wow,
anyway, so let's get to the trivia. I think you're starting to like this trivia stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so with the Yankees visiting Baltimore this week, we were wondering who was the first Yankee to hit it on Utah Street, a home run at Camden Yards, which opened in 1992. Was it A. Kevin Moss, B. Don Mattingly, C. Matt Noakes, D. Paul O'Neill? The key is opened in 1992. Who was on the team in 1992?
I know Paul O'Neill was. I know that might have been a little later. I'm going B. Don Mattingly.
I thought that too. It's the Warrior. Your first inkling was correct.
It was Paul O'Neill?
Yes. Earned a permanent marker in right field walkway with a 431-foot blast off of Arthur Rhodes on April 30th, 1996.
Damn.
See, I thought it was Don Mattingly too. But, yeah, Paul, remember, well, and you look at these guys, other than Kevin Moss, I think the rest of I think Matty Noakes was still on the team.
Yeah.
Kevin Moss might have even been on the team. In 92, he still might have been on the team. So yeah, the Warrior did it. And then
that's out to Paul O'Neill.
It was actually the 8th home run hit on Utah Street at that time. So it was the first Yankee to do it, but not the 8th up until that point. So there was 8 in that stadium in 1992. 131 to date. So from 1992 to now, so that's 30-something years, 131. Pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. Yankees are in trouble. If Bellinger don't get this, we're done.
Oh, Judge, he's 3-0. He's 3-0. Hold on. He's 3-0. Hold on.
Who's 3-0?
Strike one. Yeah, he's 3-0. Now he's 3-1. Oh, Bronx Bombers just sent a post. I think they lost.
Yeah, that's over.
I think they lost.
When the Bronx Bombers send you... Oh, yeah. ESPN just sent it to me.
No, Instagram. Yep. Okay, now...
it's over.
It's over. Just got it. He popped it up. That's it. Is that Charlie Hayes? Is that Charlie Hayes? No, that's not it. Okay, that's not it.
Are we in Baltimore? Yeah, we're in Baltimore.
We got a comment. Vito. My English new. The sport I learned is baseball. What is BAPAP? I don't know what he's talking about. BAPAP. I watched this stat. I don't understand. So we got a guy listening. He doesn't know English. And you're not the Vito I know from way back when. That's a damn shame. Sorry, Vito. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Yeah, what is BATPIP? Maybe you could look it up. And yeah, Yankees just lost. Okay. Wonderful. So let's talk a little wrestling. As you're looking up BAPAP or BAPIP. Did you find it?
BAPIP. No.
Yeah. No? Okay. Then I don't know what he's talking about.
Why is this? I don't. What is it? How do you spell it? BAPPIP?
I'll go back. Let's see. Comments. He said, "What is the BAPPIP?" Oh, batting average. I don't know what BIP. Innings pitched. I don't know what the. Okay, I think he's confusing.
Yeah, batting average and innings pitched.
If BA is batting average, IP is innings pitch. I don't know what the middle B is. Yeah, so his English is new. So, we appreciate you coming on, Vito. If you just listen to us, and we'll keep talking. Maybe you'll learn more English. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. So BA is
batting average. Yep. And IP is innings pitch. Yeah. That's okay. All right. We'll get back to our banners and what we were talking about. John Cena and Randy Orton will renew a rivalry for the Undisputed Championship at Backlash in St. Louis, Missouri. Backlash will be Saturday, May 10th at 7 p.m. exclusively on Peacock. Now, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Is it? No, 2 weekends.
May 3rd is this weekend. That's next weekend.
So it's, well, technically 2 weekends. Yes. So
Yeah.
this weekend. Oh, you're right. Yeah. depends the definition of next. So
Right. Like, okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
see what you're getting at. Yep.
Yeah. So I get this weekend coming next weekend, yes, but yeah, I mean it's still 2 weeks.
Still
2 weeks.
weekends. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So we got a whole week of Raw and SmackDown to go through.
It's going to be interesting to build up for it.
It's 9:30 already, so Raw has been on for an hour and a half. Tonight on Raw, what's been said on the website that Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman will address their actions. Well, it's the actions they had from the last
WrestleMania, right?
No, from Raw, the last Raw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last Raw. And then Becky Lynch will also discuss her attack on Lyra Valkyria. I'm sure she'll get booed, but whatever. It is what it is. And then the match that's supposed to happen. There's one match, Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez, which means there's supposed to be other matches. There should be. And then Logan Paul is supposed to appear, which I'm sure that's going to be kind of bogus, but I still do drink his prime. But anyway, it does say Aaron Judge on it, so
I gotta find one of them. I see him, and then when I go look for him, I don't see him nowhere.
See, I could send you one, but I could probably send you an empty one. If I drink it and then just send you the empty one, I could do that.
I'm pretty sure. Google nowadays. Put in Prime near me.
True.
Burn Dairy. I'm pretty sure Burn Dairy probably got them.
But I think they only sell it in stores. Amazon doesn't sell it. They sell it as the regular cherry freeze. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I could probably get it out maybe a Walmart.
Maybe. Check Walmart. You don't have any Acme's up by you, do you? Acme's or ShopRites? No ShopRites either?
Right. Yeah, we got a shop. Well, it's not ShopRite. It is. Yeah, we got a ShopRite, matter of fact.
Is this shop wrong? No, I'm kidding.
No, it might be. I'm too bougie to shop at Shop. I'm too privileged to shop at ShopRite.
I'm just privileged enough to shop at Wegmans. Anyway.
For my daughter's birthday, it was phenomenal.
Oh, Wegmans is a great place to go. Absolutely.
Oh
yeah. Get party stuff. Absolutely. See, we're promoting and we're not getting paid for it. Anyway, sorry.
Where's these endorsements, people?
Yes, exactly. So last SmackDown was probably one of the best SmackDowns they've had in a while. I don't know why. All of a sudden, it was just a lot of good stuff that happened. So Randy Orton challenged John Cena. That back and forth was. It actually was predicated by John Cena doing his little talk in the ring, and Randy Orton coming from behind him and RKOing him. It was beautiful. It was absolutely a beautiful thing. So a new team called Fraxium defeated Los Garza for a tag team title. Jade Cargill lined up a challenge to challenge Tiffany Stratton. But Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill ended in a no contest. Why? Because Nia Jax got involved. Somebody else, I forget who it was, got involved. It's just people. Now we'll see where the storyline goes from that.
Yeah.
LA Knight and Drew McIntyre stepped up to Jacob Fatu, which we'll get to in a minute. Zelina Vega defeated Chelsea Green, who is now the new Zelina Vega. Short little Mexicana Zelina Vega is now the women's United States champion. Go figure. Chelsea's not happy. Part of that match, Chelsea Green's two security people got kicked out. So, Chelsea got upset, blah, blah, blah. She lost. And this was no, I should have had this first. Sorry. This was supposed to be first. Aleister Black returned to take out The Miz. Have you ever seen Aleister Black?
Nah, but The Miz is back?
Oh, Miz has been back for a while. But Aleister Black, he's been back and forth with TNA and WWE. Like he and I think he was at I don't think he was WCW, but he was he might have been local too. Like I remember Aleister Black was in New Jersey for a while, like with ISPW, I thought. But he's made it to WWE now. He's this dark kind of guy. He's like a darker version of CM Punk is what he is. So that's Aleister Black, and he the Miz is one of the the Miz is now John Cena, where the Miz will take the fall like John Cena used to take the fall near the end of his first part of his career.
Right.
So, and now Drew McIntyre defeated LA Knight via disqualification because the Fatu showed up, and so did Solo Sikoa. Yeah. And LA Knight, I'm sorry, they got to LA Knight, but the referee didn't see it. When they hit Drew McIntyre, they did, which in turn made Drew McIntyre the winner. So now Drew's the number one contender against Solo Sikoa, against Jacob Fatu. That'll be an interesting match, I will say.
Oh yeah.
Now, and then the last match, which was probably the best match of the night, hands down. If you go back to watch it. It's a really great match. The WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, actually defeated DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns in a triple threat tag team TLC match. You remember what a TLC match?
Yeah, tables, ladders, chairs.
A triple threat tag team TLC. This is going back to the day of the Dudley Boys, Hardys, Edge and Christian. Like this was exciting. Like dude,
Rey Mysterio.
It brought me back. It truly did. And the see the Street Profits actually retain. Like it was great to watch. Like how they were able to do it. Like I implore every WWE fan, if you can watch, if you haven't seen it, try to find a way to watch it. It was a great match. Okay, we only got a couple more things left. Not a lot. Hour 32. That's not too bad.
I gotta check that out.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. That was a hell of a match. You know what?
I think I was just talking about that. When they're going to bring back the TLCs. Not enough high fly. Not enough.
So, oops.
I remember Kofi Kingston, he's still high flying, right?
Yeah, but he's a bad guy now.
That's right.
So let's see. This was the share. There we go. It'll be quick. That was the end of the match. That is, what's his name? He's actually married to Bianca Belair in real life. Yeah. So, but he watched. He's the one that grabbed the titles. He was smart. See his left hand holding the what he's holding, the rung.
Yeah.
Whoever went, I forget who it was, tried to go up to take these two titles. You know,
right?
And not take it off the rung. He was smart. Take it off the rung. It was easier.
Oh yeah. Either you take it off the rung or you just unsnap the belts.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't. They were having troubles unsnapping the belt. That was the issue. So now, okay, the last two things. Like this was a big thing on SportsCenter yesterday. So I saw it. I figured I'd find it. Wrexham AFC won the Premier League game. What makes that game so important? The Welsh club was the fifth. It was in their fifth year of the English soccer when Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought the team in 2020. Okay. Saturday, it became the first club to ever earn back-to-back promotions all the way to the championship. So they moved up 3 levels in 3 years. Never been done. Good for them. That's awesome. That truly is awesome.
Shouts out to Ryan Reynolds.
Yep. Well, he's having issues. He's not friends with Travis Kelce anymore. So.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Did you hear that? I know. We don't do entertainment normally here. I was watching TMZ. Apparently, Travis Kelce is now unfollowed Ryan Reynolds because Taylor Swift is not friends with Blake Lively anymore. So,
oh, wow.
This is your TMZ tip. So, the fact that was such a thing, like it was crazy. It truly was.
I can't believe that actually made news.
Yeah, well, TMZ news. It didn't make the news.
Oh yeah, they're TMZs. They have nothing to do. Absolutely.
No, they don't. But sometimes there's something that comes out of it that's interesting.
It's like, hey, we just seen J-Lo take a Damn, man.
Now, when it comes to like the Ben and J-Lo stuff, yes, I ignore it. I kind of like to follow the Diddy stuff because you get more news from them on Diddy and Extra than you do the regular news. The regular news doesn't want to touch it. Right. So, I get other news from other places, Daily Show, but that's a whole nother thing. Right. But yeah, but the TMZ, they reported this and ESPN reported the championship. So good for Wrexham. Wrexham's a small little town. Have you ever watched that show?
No, I have not.
Oh, it is so good. Like, this is such a small town that it was Rob McElhaney that actually got Ryan into it, and it's absolutely crazy that they got this thing and it's grown so big. FX, when they pick this up, they got a.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, now you know. Yeah, now you know. Yeah.
Reality TV show with them purchasing the soccer team and then being on the field. Yeah. I've definitely seen clips and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting to see, people taking a different venture instead of staying in one lane. It's always good to have another lane.
Yep. All right, one more thing. You know whose birthday it is today, right? Did you hear or no? Happy birthday, Anthony Volpe.
Oh,
our young shortstop, 24 years old today. Happy birthday. Played collegiate ball in Vanderbilt and was selected 30th by the Yankees in the 2019 draft. Happy birthday.
Just had a nice one-run double. Too bad you couldn't win the game.
Couldn't win the game. All right, well, we'll keep that note happy instead of him missing the game. So, New York Sports Story, episode 10 will be Monday, May 5th, 2025. And it's Cinco de Mayo. I'm not Mexican. Yeah, he can dance. Vito, if you come back and you want to talk in Spanish, we'll try to get a translator.
Me birthday. It's going to be me birthday.
Oh, May 5th?
Cinco de Mayo.
Very nice. We'll have to celebrate then. Okay. On that note, we'll see everybody on Cinco de Mayo. Arrivederci. I'll say it in Italian.
Ciao,
Ciao, baby. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.